Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. So the prayers that we conduct this praying session, even though separated, we conduct it together to change our outlook on life. So these meditations are meant only for one thing, that just like the Titanic ship saw the iceberg and then saw that it has to change its cruise or course of action, but it could not. It was so big, it was very slow. It had seen the iceberg, but it couldn't change its course in time. So all our lives, we have become like these ships, which cannot change its course rapidly enough, even though we see that there is an iceberg of death around there. We cannot change our course because this course, this Titanic, this huge ship, is 99% our judgments at good and bad. It's our intellect, which we really have, think that we think that our life, all these events that have taken place are important. We think that these events are important. These have given us an experience. And then based on that experience, we have some judgment calls. No, the manager should be like this. This person, these people are good. These circumstances are bad. Sugar is bad. This is good. And we have all these judgments that we call our experience, and we equate this experience with our life's learning. This is our wisdom. If we have children, then we will tell them, no, internet is bad or this or that, whatever. It's our life experience, and we'll try to give it as a legacy to our children, forgetting that now everything has changed. The world has changed. Google may be right, Google may be wrong, but the children will trust Google more than they will trust you. So we have to be changing ourselves. Otherwise, we'll be in competition with Google and we will lose. 100% we'll lose. So we have to change the paradigm. We have to change our outlook. And this change in outlook means that we become lighter. We let go of this huge Titanic boat of our thinking and become very, very flexible. With nothing, we become swimmers. A swimmer doesn't need any. The more things a swimmer has, the more that person will not be able to swim. So you have to be light like a swimmer. All our thinking is like weight, and we are swimming in this life. Especially with COVID and everything, everyone can feel that they're swimming in this life. So does it really help to have all those memories and past and this, all those thoughts? The world has changed. Whatever we thought was good, what was can turn out to be bad. 20 years ago, people were saying soya food is saving so much amount of lives, and it is equal to milk and meat and all that. And in India, at least 25 years ago, there was a huge wave, and everyone was eating soya, and because Indians don't eat meat. And now they're saying no, soya is really bad for something, etc. So you never know. Things come and go. Things come and go, and we keep on going around in circles. There were these when I was growing up, we had paper bags. There was no other. Then they said no paper, it should be plastic, and they started charging more money. And then now they are again going back to paper bags. So things go around in circle, but our thinking is reinforced by the first law of news, which means that whatever our parents told us, it is very difficult to displace it. And whatever has happened in our life, we think that's important because we think our life is very important, which it is, but not so much. Not so much. Whatever has happened in your life in the past has got almost zero importance. Except for your responsibilities, everything has got zero importance. But we hold on to our past memories. This was good, this was bad. Everything that has happened was perfect. Everything that is happening is perfect. Everything that will happen is perfect. Everything that has happened is perfect. So there is no point in judging it. Everything that is happening is perfect. And everything that will happen is also perfect. So we are in a stream of perfection. So how does your judgment of good and bad work out into that if everything is inescapable except your way of thinking? The world is perfect. Only your thinking not is imperfect. So I was asked about jealousy in the starting of this. The question was how to manage jealousy or any such emotion which arises in us as people. So the first thing first answer is always that we pray for everyone in our life, especially the people who cause us to be angry or feel concerned or any emotion. The first thing that we do is we pray for them with any prayer. We can do Om Namah Shiva. We can do Gayatri, Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaruknam Nitirmakshimam Ratat, the Mahamrityunjay mantra. And these are Sanskrit mantras. If you cannot remember them, just do Om Namo Shivaya or even do your own Allah. It's all knocking at the door of the same God. And we will talk about God right now. So whatever prayer you use, instead of just saying it verbally like in the feudal days when people would just pray and use the words of a prayer, but all the time they would be in a mood of, oh, I prayed to you and now you give me something. I have prayed 100 times or 1,000 times. Now give me gold, give me a better life, give me this, give me that. So most of the time, even in today's world, most of the time people are just knocking on the door of godliness and asking for things. And that's okay. But when we see someone and we get jealous and we start knocking, I want this more, etc., we are being stupid in an extreme way, because all jealousy, all negativity that we think, oh, this has created this vibration in me, this jealousy, is absolutely, absolutely, absolutely based on insufficient data. All jealousy and all negative feelings. I wish I had more. I wish I had less. That person has more. That person is very lucky. I'm unlucky, or I'm lucky. Those people are unlucky. All those comparisons that create this jealousy, etc., in our life are based on insufficient data. If you go to the person at whom you got jealous about, why? Because he or she got your boyfriend or girlfriend, or that was the case for the first one, or you think that that person has got more money. So either you think that person has got more in terms of relationship, or you think that the other person has got more money, or the third factor might be you might be thinking that the other person is more comfortable than you. Those are the three factors. If someone is more enlightened than you're not really going to be jealous of him. You're going to be blessing the other person, because you will see that the enlightened person, apart from a smiling heart, has got nothing that you would want or not want. Doesn't really have relationships, doesn't really have things that you would want or not want. Not really. Some abilities, anyone who develops towards God will get them. So all your jealousy, all our negative feeling towards someone else is born out of not doing or not having access to the full picture. And sometimes The full picture involves seeing the balance from even a past life. So someone had struggled, really struggled in the last life. For example, I once saw where I live, all the houses, etc., are now million dollars because all the people from China keep on coming and buying them. So I was getting jealous of the Chinese community. And then I started to pray for them. And I saw, oh my God, this community is struggling so hard and has always struggled hard. And some of them I saw that in Canada were having an extremely comfortable life. But then I also saw that in some of their past lives, for every kilometer of the Canadian railway, there are supposed to be 2 or 3 Chinese people who died because they were using explosives. And the explosives were a new invention at that time. So TNT or dynamite was a new invention that was being used, and they used to use it carelessly. And a lot of Chinese people died. So the same people who lived and gave their life for Canada are now coming back and living a life in luxury. What's wrong with that? They sacrificed their life and now they're coming back and having a good life and living good. Good, good. Bless them. So the first thing is that when you are jealous, you think that the other person has something more, but you do not have access to the full picture. So see the full picture, and then your jealousy will go away. Would you agree to a life of look, you're living like a common laborer in the 19th century and getting blown up to construct in this deep and frigid China? You are from China and you are in the coldest part of the earth in Canada, in the northern places, and you die a miserable life, and then you die. You ask for a compensation, and the compensation can be an enlightened but simple life. But you can also say no, no, no. Instead of a gram of enlightenment, I want $1 million, and you will get that because it's your balance. It's you really want that, okay. But the more comfortable a person is, the less enlightened they are going to be. And if you are not enlightened, then you will be comfortable, but you are neither going to be happy, neither are you going to be joyous, for 3 reasons. The people who are so comfortable, they become dumb. There is a reason why Buddha had to leave the palace with all the comforts, because till the time you are comfortable, you are never going to be enlightened. And enlightenment is something which is our birthright. But if you are living in a very comfortable life and you see around yourself luxury, and then you see the people who have less luxurious lives, and you start to thinking, oh, I must be a better person because I have a better car, so I must be a better person. And it starts to think like that. You start thinking in hierarchies, and then your empathy, sympathy, everything goes down, and you're less of a human being. And the people who have money, they are so miserable. They're very comfortable, but very miserable. And money, I knew some people. One of my bosses was a billionaire in his time in India, and he wouldn't give to anyone, not even $1, because money was happiness in his mind. He had been blessed or cursed with that much amount of money. And with all that money, he couldn't give it because for in his mind it was happiness. And he was always very irritated, very insecure that this money has come, but it can also go away. He was very insecure about his money. Having all that money, he would always be thinking about people who had more, first of all. Two, he would be able to count the money. So he would be saying, oh, I only have this much. And the third is that he thought that money was happiness, so he couldn't give to anyone because he was deeply miserable. A few months ago, the king of Norway committed suicide, and he had been divorced at 43. He was 48. For the last 5 years, he had been just hanging out with models and all that. So Just recently, the grandchild of Elvis Presley, who never has had to work, committed suicide. If not suicide, the kids who are living in luxury, they start committing overdoses and all that. It's a very difficult time for everyone, including the teenagers. And it doesn't mean that because you have got million or $1 billion, you are not going to get hormonal, you're not going to go against your parents. So many of the, whether you are rich or poor, your children are not going to be listening to you. They are going to be doing rebellion. And whoever, wherever you are living, your neighbors will have seemingly more. Now, the core of all this is that we start to compare our perfect and beautiful life with someone else's life, and we think, oh, that person is so lucky. Every person on this planet is equally blessed with the gift of life and creation. That is the ultimate. Everyone is blessed with equal amount of life power, let's say. So everyone comes into existence, and that in itself is a blessing. Now, when we come to this planet, we choose what is it that we are going to be learning. And when we are in the spiritual mode, we are very, oh, what do I care about relationship? That's just sex and something. I'll manage this life without that. Or every relationship at the end of the day is a responsibility, and the responsibility will make you feel less free. So you can say, I don't want responsibility. And you say, no, I just want the sex part till 32, and after that, I'm okay. It's not such a big deal. But when we come on this planet, we get locked down. We are born in a prison of five senses, or rather, we are enabled with five senses, whichever way you want to look at it. And we start to live for these five senses. We start to live so that we can smell more perfume, or eat better, or touch more comfortable things, all the comfortable, or we start to live for the comfort, and we start to think that to be comfortable, most of the comfortable things are more expensive. So we start going to an office. Then in an office, people are praying, I want an office job, I want an office job. When they get to an office, it's an artificial environment where for 8 hours someone is going to be pretending that they know more than you. How can they know more than you? How? Maybe some office process they know more, but that doesn't mean that they are superior, that they are more powerful than you, etc. Nothing. You have to be independent. You have to be cognizant that the same divine light burning in your heart is the same divine light burning in the heart of the person who pretends to be superior, or whom you are jealous of, or whom you envy for whatever reason. Be it a lot of people were envying Diana when she got married. A lot of people were envying Meghan Markle when she became a, and they were stressed and miserable, and the amount of stress that is over out there it is there's no other word. It is ridiculous, because the whole world thinks that these people should be happy, and they're equally unhappy. Money can make you less or more comfortable, and if you equate happiness with comfort, yeah. But if you go to places like Dubai, etc., you will meet a lot of really rich people, and the Arab people, they are blessed with all that money, but they are not studying. People are not even, most of the workforce out there is Indians and all that, and the people have become lazy, and that was one of the reasons that Roman Empire went down. That people became lazy because of the comfort. So you have to be really focused on the fire in your heart. And there is one jealousy on this planet. There is one jealousy on this planet. The jealousy is of the people who have just crossed over. So today we have been requested by a mother of a young lady, Hoda, who crossed over in Iran. So we are going to be praying for her. But the moment the person crossed over, they realize, oh, I had five senses and I had this intelligence and I had all. So the spirits do not have so much of a chance to change things in the world, but people can change. Either the spirits can work through us and when we trust them as angels, or they just hang around. They can't do much. So we as people can change things in the world, especially with our own thinking. We first change our thinking, then that changes our behavior. Our behavior starts and cascades down to other people. So the first thing, the meditations, etc., are all meant not to make you relaxed. They're meant to create a revolution in you so that you think in a slightly different manner. So I told you that our intellect is like a huge Titanic. Even though it is sinking, it is very difficult to change its course. So that is for this huge amount of work because is needed because our thinking dictates everything. And I'll explain. Supposing you think that you don't have enough love, then you start to see in chocolate and sweet things love. So when you see chocolate, most people equate chocolate and the feeling of sugar with love, and they want that. Okay. So when you see chocolate, your intellect says, ah, it's a good thing, and that changes your your emotion. You like it when you see chocolate or whatever you judge is good, and that changes your energy. So your thinking changes the emotion that is invoked in your heart. You think that you all, and your body starts to react even with the same biology as if you're already eating. If you think about sex, or about if you think about money, or if you think about sugar, it starts to invoke biological reactions because your thinking initiates emotions. Your emotions emote and create those biological responses, also changing what is known as your aura. So your energy also changes. It's all based on what you think. But the moment you think, oh, this chocolate, it is artificial sugar and it will cause, if it imbibed, it will cause the body extra calories and this and that, and it's just junk food at the end of the day. So then your thinking has changed. And when you see chocolate, it will create a different emotion leading to a different response. So your thinking is the core, let's say it is the direction giver of your thinking, your intellect. So that intellect has to change in a way that it sees the same. First, it sees the God's divine light in your heart, and then you start to see divine light inside everything and everyone. And if you think that the other person has more, you bless the other person. If the other person has less, you bless the other person to have more. In fact, the only way to enlightenment is you do not think about yourself, you only think of others. May they have all this happiness. If some of you want uh, intuition powers, some of you want enlightenment powers, some of you want to be at peace, the more you want it for yourself, the more you won't have it. No matter what it is. If you want to be a great healer, you want to be a great meditation master, you want to be sitting yoga teacher, you want to be sitting in the center of attention of 100, 10,000 million people, and everyone is listening to words of wisdom flowing out from you, etc. No, this is not the time for popularity. There is a person, and there are lots of persons. There's a serial killer. He is a good looking guy. He's some magnate or something. He has a French name. He's young and he was killing cats, and then he started killing, etc. And he's in Montreal in some jail. Every day he gets 195 offers of marriage. Every day he gets 195 on an average. So what's the point in being popular? People are crazy nowadays. They don't have any self-respect. They are looking for just to be famous in any way, etc. A lot of people are not getting into computers, etc., or even doing anything worthwhile. I do not know what's wrong, but a lot of people in states, etc., young, talented people, just want to become jokers. They want to become, I swear, they want to become stand-up comedians. They're leaving good lives and good jobs to it's called some circuit, some stand-up circuit, and it starts with the worst bars, etc., where people are drunk, etc., and you try to tell them a joke about from anywhere, and if they laugh you feel good, and it's supposed to be the starting point, and at the end of the line are those Chris Rock like guys who have made millions. But you can buy a lottery ticket and equally, and it's such a thing. I want to be the center of attention. I want to be the center of attention. At what, if I have to marry uh, because the person who killed so many people, a serial killer, he killed in the worst possible way, chopped up bodies, etc. Women are good-looking women are willing to marry that person, even if he is in jail. So there's something that people are so desperate to get famous. There is so much amount of lack of self-respect and absolute lack of self-respect. It's like everywhere. I know one this almost a scam artist, I would say, but he says Om in a very dignified manner. That's what. But he goes around and he says to everyone he charges around $250 per 20 minutes, and he would say it used to be half an hour. He's made it more expensive. He will tell whoever comes, if it's a female, he will say your self-esteem, the third chakra is leaking power, and you are now more and more getting like your Mars is awakening up, so you're becoming more and more like a man now, and everyone gets afraid and pays him double. And I'll do this prayer and this will resolve. And to every man he says, oh, your third the chakra is also has a hole in it, and you pay this much, and you're also becoming, I see that this leakage is also making you a feminine, your Venus is arising, so you're becoming more and more in touch with your feminine power, and everyone falls for it. Everyone, 100%, 100%. He has just bought, as far as I know, he has bought a new house in Europe just a few years ago. With all this money, just one mantra, and he was paying. If he charges $250, then he pays $50 to whoever provided him the reference. That's his secret. But this thing is very, everyone has got very low self-esteem because we are comparing. We are comparing whatever success we have in our life with someone else. Someone else has more. And when you go and talk with the someone who has more, they also are comparing themselves with someone else who has even more, and they are not confident. The only confident people are the self-realized people who see God's light in their heart, and then they are able to see God's light in other people's heart. And then there is no jealousy, etc. You are blessing the other person. Oh, you won a lottery, may you win 10 lotteries. I bless you fully. I bless you from the deepest part of my heart to win 10 lotteries or 100 lotteries. It's just a wish. It's not that you are giving to them 100 times. It's just a wish. But just the power of this wish will make you balanced. Whatever you are jealous about to the other with the other person or persons, bless them 10 times, 100 times, million times more. You want to be having the third eye of intuition open? Bless everyone that may your intuition be million times more than mine. You want to be feeling rich? To everyone in your heart say, may you have 100 times more money than me. You want to be a healer? Tell to the person who are needing healing, you are the real healer. May you unlock your healing powers. And so that Healing is all they depend upon only one thing: blessings and faith. The other person feels and trusts the blessings flowing through you, and you have faith that these blessings flowing through me will help the other person. Your confidence in the blessings flowing through you will be felt by the person who has asked for these blessings, and that confidence will create the magic, that dance of healing. But if the other person, if you're not doing blessing, if you're just using energy, energy comes and goes, then the effect will be minimum. It will happen only during the time of the seance, but it won't be a permanent solution. So only when the blessings are flowing through us and we are confident, we have full faith that this prayers, this blessing flowing through me to the person who has asked for it will heal, then the other person's confidence is awakened via this dance of receiving blessings through you, and that's how healing happens. So you have to be confident with the blessings flowing through you. And how do the blessings flow? Blessing is also a vibration of energy, but unlike the vibration of just energy, which is just a flow of a vibration up and down, a blessing is in alignment with the vibration of God. And what was the vibration of God? What is it that's written in Bible? In the beginning was the word. What word could it be? Hindus have got one word, Om. And the same Om is Allah, is Amin, is the same word. Feel it right now. Om. Feel the vibration flowing through you to whoever is in your life, at whomever you have a judgment or whoever you think has got more than you. Send it to that person 10 times, 100 times, and your sense that you have got less will be removed when you will know that you do not have anything less than others because you are blessing others. May you have 10 times, 100 times, million times this money, happiness, relationships, more boyfriends, more girlfriends, whatever you think that you don't have enough. You bless others and your self-esteem will be activated. And when your self-esteem is activated, whether you have money, whether you have relationships, whether you have what people consider to be success, doesn't matter, because those are things the whole world is like a children's toy place, house where children are playing with. Some are playing with Teslas are what? It's an electric car. It's just like the dream of a child to have a car that runs. It's just a toy. Apple phone, okay. Sex, okay, I can give on that. But even at the end of that, it is a lot of responsibility. And people don't are not really looking for sex. I'm sorry. People are looking for connection because you feel alone. We feel the need to connect. If you have relationship without connection, that's just pure animal sex. And if you are good with it or happy with it, so be it. But it's definitely not self-realization. It is just not satisfactory. When you have a connection and you have more relations or you have sex or you don't have sex, etc., but that connecting is the main thing, not the sex part. Or so you start to see in this world just people or grown up people playing with toys. Some are spending all their lives for money, 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 money to buy comfort, money to buy things. And some people who are blessed or cursed with money start to think, oh, I am better. Well, it's like the children in a kindergarten saying, "Oh, I have got more candy, so I am a better person than the other." And you know that candy is not good, and it's just not a parameter for you. And if you want to become a trainer or teacher, you cannot be indulging yourself in money/candy. It's for the children. Money, candy is for children. You have to be above it till the time you are, oh, I'm going to be making money like this or that, etc. You're going to be small. Till the time you can count money, you're going to be small. To be big, you have to see your life, whatever you're doing, as a service. You can have sex with the other person, but you see that you are giving even your body, you are giving so that the other person can have some sort of a relief. You do not look for happiness for yourself, even in sex. This is a university class. This is not a children's class. So even in sex, you can be in a pure state of meditation. When you have sex for your own body needs, then that's like going to the toilet and you're just using the other person. You're demeaning the other person, so you're demeaning yourself. But when you are connecting to help the other person with whatever joy that can be induced through the rubbing of the bodies, then your sex also becomes a meditation because you are serving via sex the universe. The other person is the universe. So in everything, the only people who feel abundance and feel that they can give and have no jealousy are the self-realized people who are living for others. If you feel the other person has got 10 more relationships or more boyfriends or more girlfriends or more jobs or more money, whatever is driving your feeling of insecurity, that the other person has got more, it's your lack of self-confidence in your own life. And your confidence can only be there when a person is serving. Why do you think Bill Gates is self-realized, has got all the money on the planet, and is always working for charities? Why? Having all that money, he realized that it was an emptiness. If your money is not used for to serve others, the same thing is with your body, with your what is your most extreme? Your even breathing in and out. You do it for others. If you will do it for your body, you are still a very limited biological human being. So you start to see your life as an instrument of spreading love, light, and laughter. And when you are an instrument of spreading love, light, and laughter, your heart is automatically smiling. Most people, sometimes people will pray to God, 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 and then I'll see that their hearts are totally serious. So you have to avoid that. Be Going towards God means that you are having fun in an extreme way, in a subtle manner, but in an extreme way. So you enjoy that, oh, children are children, they are doing this or that in the kindergarten, but you are in the university. You don't judge the children because at some point, the children who will study in the kindergarten will also become university students like you. You are not supposed to be just today skipping the kindergarten era. So you don't have any judgments. But you see that, okay, they still have a need to grow. You keep on blessing them. Someone comes to say you and say, I've got 5 different candies or or I've got 5 different toys of different. I've got 10 different cell phones, 5G, 6G. I've got 20 Teslas. I've got 5 houses. What does it matter? All of you sleep in a small narrow bed. How does a big house help you? It's all points of insecurities. You are identifying your own success in life with houses and toys, and these are all toys. The only self-realization is I belong to God, God belongs to me, God is in everything and everyone. I serve the universe, which is another name for God. That's all. Then you don't have any jealousy. You keep on blessing others. And how do you bless? You bless using any prayer and getting down to the root of the prayer by feeling the vibration of the prayer flowing through you to others. So when we are going to be today doing, someone is joining now. So we are going to be using the Gayatri Mantra. And the word is really funny place, because when you use your eyes and your emotions are invoked, etc., then you see the word in a particular way, dictated by your style of thinking. Your style of thinking is dictated by your past experiences. That's why when we are praying, the first thing that we do is we let go of the past. We focus on the present by focusing on the breathing, and we start to trust the universe, which is the future. We try our best and we accept the future. The past we let go by focusing with our breathing on the present. So we focus on the breathing and feel. So when your thinking is the ultimate power, or rather your power of thinking, not your thinking. Beyond your thinking is your power of thinking. That power of thinking is from God. Your thinking is your own individual. So you start to change your style of thinking so that you start to let go of the past, and then you start to manage energy. If you will see your body as just a biological thing and you breathe in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide, then you are a biological entity still stuck in the past of right now. Focusing in the center of the forehead, imagine Om or cross or Allah or any divine symbol. When your intellect creates and focuses a divine symbol in the center of your forehead, just like touching water, you become wet. Just like touching fire, you become hot. Your power of thinking creates the symbol and activates these hidden attributes of God, being omnipotent, omniscient, omnibeneficent, in your own word, which is all locked up in your brain cells. So bringing that symbol of God into the place in your head where you process all the data of the universe. This magic symbol with its very light removes all the dirt, all the gray, and makes each and every brain cell a light with golden light of clarity. That's the gift. And now when you breathe in Om, you breathe in Om. Instead of the moment this Om energy enters you with the oxygen, beneath the oxygen, this energy becomes pure golden light inside you. Om, you breathe in air and the air flows inside your body and becomes pure golden energy. Namo, let it drop to your heart, the place of residence of God, and your heart is shining light. And now, Shivai, you dissolve. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. As you radiate golden light, Om Namo Shiva. Your third eye of intuition is opened deep in your heart, and you can see the world as a golden place of divine play. I'll tell you a small historical fact. I was watching something on Netflix, the history of Japan, how it became unified, and there was daimyos, there were small kingdoms and small powerful chiefs, but there was no unified Japan. So one of the daimyos, he made his eldest son, who was supposed to be half mad, Obunaka, I think the name was, he made him the chief after his death. And he was very wild, but he had a wild reputation, but he was brave. He, he won a lot of battles. And one of the ways that he won was that the samurais, the soldiers, were very strict in their upbringing, etc. And they were the only soldiers in the battlefield. He started taking feudal people. He started taking into his army not only the samurai but people who anyone who could fight. So one of the farmers that became his top general with time was Hideyoshi, and Hideyoshi was became his top general. Uh, he was, as I said, a farmer. And Obunaka was very wild and had a fearsome reputation. And his castle was overlooked from another mountain by a Buddhist monastery. And the Buddhists were not really submitting. They thought we serve only Buddha, so they were not really in alignment. And he burned the Buddhist monastery and he killed all the Buddhist people. And one of his generals saw this and was a Buddhist himself, but he couldn't disobey the king. So he killed the Buddhists. But after 10 years, when he had the opportunity, he attacked Obunaga, who was at that time the most powerful, almost the ruler of Japan. He attacked him at that time. That 10 years ago you had burned the Buddhist monasteries. He killed him, and then Hideyoshi, who was on another mission, had to come back, fight with fight with the danger, because he had to live with honor. So he had to engage and kill the person who has killed his king. And then after killing this person in battle, he became the de facto ruler. But Hideyoshi, and it's a historical fact, became very powerful. He united all of Japan. So he created a 7 stages, a 7 floored castle for himself. And on every floor there was a different theme. I do not know whether they match with our uh, with our 7 chakras or not, but the seventh, he used to spend his time on the seventh, the top one. And the first 6 had a lot of themes, and uh, based on different, whatever the theme was from Japan's history at that point. But the seventh had nothing but only one thing, and the only one thing that the Hideyoshi had in the seventh on the seventh floor was a mirror to see himself. But slowly, Hideyoshi was the all-powerful, so he started going mad with his powers. He had everything, everyone was jealous of him, and he was always paranoid that someone will kill him, etc. But he became paranoid and he started killing people left and right. And then he also saw that all his people, he's now unified the Japan, but he has to do something now, because all the Japanese had been doing for centuries had been fighting. So he declared war on China. Hideyoshi declared war on China because all of Japan was his, and he had to do something with all the samurais and all the armies. They attacked through Korea, and Korea had been attacked by Japan 100 years ago. They were still angry, and they tried everything not to help him. So the Germans, the generals, started to lose the war with Japan. Japan started to lose the war with China, but the generals of Hideyoshi were so afraid of him because he was now half mad and he would kill anyone with bad news, that they started telling him the other news, that he's having victories. So Hideyoshi, the emperor of Japan, was thinking that China has come to its knees. So when he had the meeting with the Chinese ambassador, the Chinese ambassadors brought him Chinese dress. And Hideyoshi was very happy. He said, "Oh, this means that they have agreed to my terms and they are accepting me as their king." And the Chinese were thinking that by giving him this Chinese dress, they are asking him to be a subject to the Chinese emperor. So it took some time for him to understand, and he was still half mad. So the point is that in this world, our thinking power is like the ego. It sees whatever it wants to see. Most of the time, it will see in the other person, oh, this person has got more, and this, it will see whatever it wants to see. So you have to remove that wanting and not wanting, both of these things. And you have to focus on becoming a blessing for others. You are the emperor inside yourself, but you are being fooled by these senses who are afraid to tell you the real news, that the senses are not so important. It's not important for you to be smelling good things. It's not important for you to be feeling comfortable clothes. It's not important for you to be eating tasty food. It's not important for you to be hearing good things about yourself. And it's not important for you to be seeing only whatever you want, because the eyes can be fooled. That's what magicians do. All the senses can be tricked. Even the sense of touch you can be fooled. You can be shown, as it was during the wartime, they would show someone red hot coals and then put in their touch their backs with cold ice, and they would be burns as if it was fire. It still is acknowledged. These have been, so our senses, all of them can be fooled, and they are fooled. And in turn, your intellect becomes fooled. So your emperor has to be awakened to the fact that do not trust the senses, do not care for them, care for the self-realization of the emperor with and by trusting the flow of the vibration of blessings. You have to bless everything and everyone. And the flow is happening now. We are going to be using the mantra. A mantra is what? It's a means of transporting yourself and blessings, because you are a blessing to others. And see that the others and you are no different. We are all going to get connected. The mantra's power is the most powerful mantra in the for the Hindus. It is called Gayatri Mantra. It is the mantra of enlightenment, the one that removes the differences between us and you, so that there is no jealousy, there is no negative. You are a total blessing. Your whole life is becoming a blessing for others. Start to feel. The mantra says, may the Lord of the three realms are everything which is three, the start, ending, middle, your body, mind, and intellect, your earth, heaven, and below the earth, all the three realms, the Lord of three realms is awakened like fire. May everyone be enlightened with this fire of God's knowledge and clarity. That is one of the interpretations of the mantra. And it sounds like this. I'll be saying it 108 times, and you have to let it flow through you to others, and then see the others and you are the same in the deepest part of your heart. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. Om Bhurbu Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodya. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। Om Bhuvurusva, let it all flow down from the crown of your head. Let the blessings flow to your heart, and then from your heart you irradiate everything and everyone in the universe. Om Bhuvurusva Tatsavitorenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodhyat. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। Om. Everyone is sending love to Anine, who is out here maybe for the first time, and she lets go of whatever happened 1 year and 5 months ago, so that she's free of whatever happened 1.5 years ago, 1 year and 5 months ago. Om Bhuru Saha Tatsaturnya Bhargo Devasya Dhime Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. To Catherine, she is able to manage her life. Om Bhuru Saha Tatsaturnya Bhargo Devasya Dhime Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. To Chi, Om Bhuru Saha Tatsaturnya Bhargo Devasya Dhime Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Coco, Om Bhuru Saha Tatsaturnya Dhime Bhargo Devasya Dhime Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dula, Om Bhuru Saha Tatsaturnya Dhime Dhyo Rona Bhargo Devasya Dhime Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. To Dula 3 times so that she is able to overcome her anger at whatever happened 7-8 days ago. Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurusah, there is grief. Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Dhimai Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurusah Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. If Jain Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Galia is able to work with her health. Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Dhimai. Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Hal Om Bhurusah Tatsaturnya Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. To Ina 3 times so that she is able to manage her family life. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Lora. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Irina and Max. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So that she is happy at her job and sees her job as a blessing. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Jean. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Jinet. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Jinet is able to improve her mental health. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Julia is able to manage her professional and personal life and help her husband also. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Dhimahi Dhiyo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Liz. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Marina. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Na Prachodayat. Mila has full gratitude for all the events in her life. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Morgan. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Neelam. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsaturanyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So that Aksana is able to let go of all past judgments and fully enjoy her life as a teacher for her children, for her family, for everyone. Om Bhuvurvusvaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvurvusvaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvurvusvaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. And for her daughters. Om Bhuvurvusvaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvurvusvaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Preeti and her sisters. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Rita and her daughter. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Robin. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na. So that he has full peace with the past. And Rosa for health. See, she was already been suffering for 5 years and 10 months. Om Bhurusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Sanam. Om Bhurusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. And Hoda, who just crossed over, and Hoda's mother, Mitra. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Vera. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. And her daughter. Her daughter is very sad for whatever reason. It's money, not from a lack of it, but from more of it than is needed. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvrusaha Tatsattvarinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Vakar, Om Bharosa Tatsatorenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nam Prachodayat. You can also do Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So that you let go of your anger at mother energy, at whatever happened 4 years ago. Anger at mother energy, feminine energy from 4 years ago. Om Bharosa Tatsatorenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nam Prachodayat. Irina, Om Bharosa Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bharosa Tatsatvaranyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So everyone now collectively sees everything and everyone in their heart. That is what connectivity of the heart means. And because when you bless others, it's one part of your body blessing the other part of your body. So left finger is telling to the right finger, be healthy. That's all. And in the health of the other part of the body is your health. So you see, there is no cause for any amount of anything that takes away or makes you feel small. You just bless it so much that you recover yourself of who you truly are. And you are not this body. This body will always have someone who has got more or less. The body has a life, and some people will have more, some people will have less. But these do not count. What counts is that everyone is created, so has got an equal opportunity to give to the universe. Whether you have 5 seconds of life or 50 lifetimes, if you have 5 seconds of life and you give it with a prayer to others, it is more than 50